Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It took me a while to figure out what you were singing. That was so off.
Yeah, really? That was good, man.
Hello.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Hello. Can you introduce, please,
Yeah,
our
go
host,
ahead.
Asha?
Hi guys, you're listening to the £3.30 podcast. I'm your host, Asha.
She's not our host, and I am Reem.
And I am Senasino.
That was very out of
You
sync.
know, you did it too quickly.
No,
Yeah, you did.
you were too slow, bro.
She didn't even say Sino. You went, oh.
Shut up.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Some seal.
How is everyone?
Oh, good, man. How are
Oh,
you?
good, homie.
Can you all not lie, please? Sana, you
No,
start, please.
okay. Honestly and truly, I'm just tired, and that's only because I woke up 2 hours ago. It's not even tired. It's not real tired. It's just
It's sleep
lazy.
tired.
Yeah,
Sleep
same.
tired.
Have you had a tea yet?
No, but I've had lunch. I just woke up straight to lunch. A nice Indian takeout.
That's mad. I actually can't imagine just waking up and going straight into lunch. Like not a
I've
bit
done
of
that
coffee.
several
or
times.
Really? Wow.
Several times.
Okay, so you're a little bit tired,
I
but you
had
think
to.
it's just sleep related, like as in just purely. How about you, Shams?
Yeah, I'm all right, fam.
Be truthful with the mandem.
I'm just a little bit tired as well. Not gonna lie, just obviously. No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually my whole body's broken. You know, like I've got the flu, but alhamdulillah, I've got the flu, and my toe, this toe here, yeah, it actually hurts. The big toe of my left foot.
Have you cut your toenails?
No, I've been limping all day. No, it's not my toenail situation. It's like this bit here. It's this bit here. that's hurting.
Why was it?
Well,
Why?
obviously, I don't know. I can't explain it to you guys, but you know the bit where your toes actually connected to your foot, the phalanges.
The bit where the toe starts, the little crack starts.
Phalanges.
The left
yeah.
phalanges.
Basically, yeah. I you know how when you wear certain shoes all the time, yeah, your toe starts
Air
leaning.
Forces.
Just like everything. Your toe just starts leaning to like. Other
I'm telling
sides,
you,
like,
Air Forces are painful.
at like a 45-degree angle. I was like, what's going on here? So I took my toe, yeah, and I just clicked it to the right, yeah, and then it was done.
Wow.
So then obviously I had to air it. I was like, yeah, maybe it's just a little bit of pain or whatever. Yeah. This morning I woke up. Why am I limping? Literally, I'm limping everywhere, and I was just like,
Bro.
this is my life. But apart from that, I'm all good,
Damn,
fam.
bro.
How are you, Reem?
I'm alright, just
How are
tired.
you, Reem?
Joke,
No,
I've got
how
a
are you,
mash-up-
Reem?
I've got a mashed up shoulder. I feel like we all like this should be the health chronicles of £3.30 because every single week there's something new and stupid as well.
I know, but we have to say alhamdulillah, honestly. Like, it could be worse, man.
Alhamdulillah.
100. That's what I'm saying. New and stupid.
Mm.
Like your foot, my rotator cuff. Like, why is it always? Well, no, alhamdulillah. Not why is it always stupid. I'm glad it's stupid. But yeah, so
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah,
I've actually been-
Reem's shoulder's been mashed up. Like, literally, she can't even move.
no, I'm better now. Like not better, but like I'm better than I was when you saw me on Friday, bro. Friday I couldn't move.
Reem's shoulder hurts because she was doing the gun lean.
You're laughing on your own.
Reem, you know your neck's
You
been
even said a lot.
hurting for like 2 months.
Yeah, it's been painful, bruv. All I'm saying is don't ignore the pain that you feel in your body, bruv. And I think this happens too much, real talk. Even yesterday, I asked on this, what is it, story? Why am I so fresh?
It's early in the morning. Basically, guys, today for the first time we're actually recording the podcast before 12 o'clock in the morning. So we're like,
From morning till now till baby
from morning till now until baby born. So we're like, we're all mash up. No one really knows. Everyone's discombobulated. It feels like a work day. It
is a work
weird.
day.
It is
It is a work day. It's a Tuesday.
But yeah, I asked on Instagram how everyone's health is. And literally, the majority of the answers were, alhamdulillah, like it could be better. I know I could do more, but here I am. Some people being like, sorry, I proper just did a little burp into the microphone. Some people being like, I got this wrong. I'm trying to do this right. I'm trying to get my physical, my mental health. It's all long. Like, it's really hard to manage everything at the moment. But alas, here we are.
It is hard. Do you think it's always been this hard?
Yeah. You know, I think back to people that were like mining coals. What is it? Coal mining for like 23 hours in a
Yeah.
day. And I think, how did you not manage? You know what I
That's
mean?
what I'm saying.
But I don't know. Who knows? We will not be able to ever tell. But I just feel like the pressure just looks a little bit different now in a sense of having to always be very, very, very available. Like, I think it's more an emotional and mental strain that we have now than before. I will say that.
Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know this country? Yeah, this country is done out here. And do you know why? Like, imagine our parents here. Even though, like, obviously from back home, yeah, life wasn't super easy. Yeah, but it was just different in the sense that, like, they probably didn't. Oh, they probably didn't have like very much, yeah, in the sense of like, like very much to like financially and whatever, yeah. But they just probably just got by, yeah. But they didn't have to think about council tax.
I'm dead. Insurance.
They didn't have to think about insurance. They didn't have to think about like nothing. Yeah, this is why ultimately I think they're so much happier. Like there was
the sense
so
of
much
community
happier.
back home is different.
So different. And I think
Yeah.
no, but to be fair, I feel it here when it comes to like the Somali community. I can't speak on like the Arab community, but Somali community, anything goes down, everybody rallies around you. Yeah, which I hear and I absolutely love it. But I think it's different when it's back at home because it's just like you never. I might be speaking at my ass, but from when I say back at home, but it's like my parents' times, yeah. I just feel like the times were so much more different. Like our parents weren't as stressed as they are now. Like deep here, it's so sad.
That's what I was asking. Like, is all the stress and all this anxiety and all this like mental health issues that we're facing, is it is a generational thing? Like, has it increased in our generation? And if so, like, why?
I would say yeah. And in this country, yes, but I think globally as well, or people who have lots of access to lots of things, like we at the touch of our fingers or at the click of our fingers can have access to a whole it's just very different.
You can literally order someone to come and drive you somewhere via Uber just through your phone.
Mad.
You can order food from your phone. You can everything is so accessible and so easy to get to.
As are people, and I think that's a really hard thing. I think that's difficult because like you do have the opportunity to turn off your phone, but it's like how much is your phone linked to? Like I wanted to turn my phone on do not disturb, and then I was like, bruv, I'm gonna get a phone call from Shambok telling me she's outside, or I'm gonna and I don't know how to do that favoriting thing yet and picking who I want to let in and whatever. And lots of people don't. Lots of people do, but yeah, I think there's a thing about being too accessible and having kind of too
it's all
much
a bit overwhelming,
opportunity.
innit?
Yeah, man, that's it. That's the word.
Sada, you go on like digital detoxes, don't you? You just sort of switch off your phone and don't chat to no one for like a couple of weeks. Live life.
I don't switch off my phone. Do you know what I do? I only do this when I'm like at my tether's end or whatever the saying is, yeah. But
So
it's all I do really is I delete my apps, the apps that I use most frequently. So like Twitter. I keep Twitter for work. But I would delete my Instagram or my WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever other apps I waste too much time on. And that gives me the time to kind of breathe and detox. And I know, in that way, I know that I can still access the people that I need to access. Like if I needed to talk to you guys, I could still do it through face message. What the hell is it called? iMessage. So I can still access you. Like if someone still needed to, if there was an emergency and my mum needed to call me, she could still do that. So I would never, I feel like it's irresponsible to turn your phone off. And I wouldn't be able to like live with myself if I had done that and something happened and someone can reach me.
See that pressure
So
though
I
in
just
the back of your mind is so scary.
Yeah,
like you're carrying the weight of the
scary.
world, bruv. It's mad.
It is, yeah. Because I think about like how did they used to do it back in the day? Like even not even back in the day. Like phones are not even that old. Like when we were younger, we lived life without phones. My mum and dad. Our grandparents, all of them lived life without having 24 access to phones. Like, if you needed the phone, you had to go into the living room and pick up the landline and call someone in it. Like, it wasn't
someone off the
like to the point where like even now, I can't walk around the house without having my phone in my hand.
Oh, I can.
Do you know? Like it's. I can't do that. I find it so. I don't know. I just get so anxious, especially if, for example, say I'm in the shower. I have to have my phone next to me in the shower.
Wow. Really?
I have to have it, honestly, because do you know what? Do you know why? This happened because once I was in the, no, not fuck work. No, it's not work thing. It's just like I need to know that if something happens and someone's trying to access me,
you're there.
I can pick that phone up.
Does it make you anxious?
And more than it does make me anxious, yeah. Especially now that I'm away from everyone.
Yeah, I can understand that.
That's so mad, man. Sorry, B.
It is mad. That about you. It is mad. That's no, and honestly, it's not even like I need to be connected social media type thing. It's nothing to do with that.
People.
It's just that if
friends and family.
If an important call comes through, I need to pick it up.
Yeah, I was like that for a little bit, and then eventually it had to go away because it would make me so anxious to the point where I would flip and cry. Like I used to cry because I thought my mum would die in the middle of the road and nobody would be there for her.
Bruh.
Do you know what?
Why do we have the same fears?
Bare, it's so bad. Wallah. I fear every time my mum goes to work, I'm so scared.
Bruv,
Always
once my
so
mum
scared.
slept in a little bit late.
Yeah.
I fully thought she was dead. I opened the door. I woke her up. I walked in and I was like, I was
Risky.
hearing to see if she moved. Yeah, nothing. Bare quiet. I was like,
Yeah.
hello? Because it's so, it's just that fear. And I think we spoke about this at like one of our first episodes or something about just that anxiety and stuff of feeling like they're kind of the people close to you are on their own and it's only you for them. It's really quite sad. And I think it's a very common feeling for a lot of immigrant children or children of immigrants.
That's so
But,
true.
yeah, but
Especially, you know,
Sana,
after the video that you
on.
sent yesterday. Sorry, just after the video that you sent yesterday to us, I think it was Reem. I reposted it on my Instagram for anyone that wants to go back and watch. But it's basically a Syrian refugee family, a mother and her daughter who had come into court because she had a speeding offence or something, and the young child who was 8 years old had to translate for her mum, and she didn't know any English, like the mother. But that after I watched that, for some reason, can someone explain to me why I had a vision of my mum getting attacked in the street?
What?
Oh, wow.
I just don't know. It just took me there for some reason. It's like, and you feel like, oh, my mom is, there's this thought in our heads as like immigrant children, yeah, where you feel like your parents are like almost helpless, even though they're your parents and they've done everything and
they
they've
got
you to where
themselves
you
here
are.
and they did,
and they've got themselves and us here, and they've raised us here. But you always feel like you have some sort of like sense of responsibility because your English is better, or because you know how to navigate a bit more in that society. But I don't know. I just for some reason I was like, oh my god, what would happen if like I don't even know why that video triggered that thought, but it was all a bit mad.
But it
I need to
brings
call
up
my
all
mum.
the bless you. It brings up all of our kind of background subconscious thoughts
Yes.
that we have, and all the kind of sat and unhealed and unlooked at anxiety, because it just feels like it's a very regular theme for all of us. But it's like it feels like such a big problem to tackle, because it's like, you know, the majority of people feel like this regardless of background. Like even if families didn't move for I don't know, war reasons, or if it was purely economic or whatever, it's like the same story, obviously,
Right.
like more trauma added, but yeah, like it's I don't know, it's really sad.
I don't know, for me, I think because I never really had that experience growing up where I had to translate shit for my mum, or I guess my older brothers would do things for her, but not necessarily translate for her. I think my mum, alhamdulillah, she's always been very independent, and like, because she always spoke English, and like she was very bubbly and like really tried in that sense. Like she's not like, I know it's really easy for a lot of immigrant parents to come here and then just look for their own and then just kind of stay in that little bubble of their own community. But I think for mum, she was really adamant that she really wanted us to like kind of feel comfortable in any space that we were in, and like really wanted us to hold on to our childhood. So I don't think I've ever been on the phone to BT ever in my life. I don't think I've ever had to pay any bills or like
missed out on a real cultural experience.
but honestly, I feel like it's such character building. Like, you know, when everybody else was forging signatures for like school trips and like shit, I that wasn't me. I could never. My mum would always be on point with it, with that kind of stuff. It would never be me. Like on like parents' evening, I could never chat shit to my mum and be like, yeah, mum, that teacher's racist. That's all that I could say. But she understood everything that what was going on. My mum was so adamant, like she was on it. Like she sent me to like after school clubs and then make sure I got there. Like she was very like savvy, like in that sense. So
I think,
alhamdulillah, I had my childhood.
not in like in no way do I mean this disrespectfully, but I think it depends on where the parent is at. Like a lot of the parents who are dealing with depression, for instance, it's less about, I think, being savvy and more about where your mental,
what do you mean?
like where your mental health is or whatever. So for, like I said, for like a lot of mums, for instance, like Allah ya'lam what your mum was going through inside and what she portrayed and what she let people perceive of her. But I think for lots of people, lots of parents come here and go through a deep depression because they're disconnected with their people, their community, or whatever it is. Like I know in terms of my lot, bless them, that was the case. There was like, no, it felt like it was me on my own, not me as in them on their own, and that was it. And there was this huge disconnection, and it wasn't like how it is now with WhatsApp and connections with people. So back home, obviously this war's going on and they can't make contact with anyone. So it's just a different thing. You go from having all your extended family around you to
it was
having
definitely
nobody.
different, that, yeah.
I'm not saying your mum obviously experienced the same thing, but I'm saying I think it's I don't know, like
No, I definitely don't think that. I think when we came, I don't think Mama ever felt like the way that your parents might have felt. Do you get it? Like I definitely no, but I definitely feel like it was a complete difference because we had family here. She had that support system, even though she had 4 kids here that she had to raise on her own.
That's tiring.
It is tiring, and she was working 2 jobs and shit. But like she still had that support system. I remember every summer, Mum had time off from me and my little sister, and my 2 brothers used to go to Northampton, and then she'd have her own time. I don't know what she was doing back in London, but me and my sister used to go to Sheffield every single summer. So it's like, I know for a fact, like, Mum had that support system. I don't know what she would have done if she didn't. Like, you know, them ones where it's like keeping the kids busy in the summer, like having to pay for this and having to pay for that. She didn't have to worry about stuff like that. So I know that my mum's experience was completely different to like a lot of other parents, which is why I'm saying like I never had that experience that you guys have had. I don't think I've ever, even though like that video was very like heartbreaking and shit, I never experienced
that. Doesn't feel relatable in that way.
Not relatable in that way at all. I'm sure my brothers probably be helped out in certain things. Like my brother used to come pick us up from school and shit.
It'd be interesting to hear their like
their perspective would be completely different to mine. But I was the last born, the little youth, 5-year-old like living life.
That's
like,
how it's meant to be, though, isn't it?
Alhamdulillah.
I think that's how it's
so
meant
grateful.
to be.
Yeah,
I think that's
so
exactly
grateful.
how it's meant to be, and I think that, you know, it's important that we don't lose our childhood. I think lots of people having to grow up early. I think it's like a huge failure of a system. Really, I think every child deserves to be a child. Like,
my
bottom line.
Looking at how my brothers are raising their kids is proper jokes, you know, because there's things that my mum hates. She's like, you're spoiling your kids, blah blah blah. Yeah, but it's bare cute. My brother got my nieces, like my niece and nephew, a trampoline in the garden. I remember we used to cry for a trampoline. Mum was like, why am I gonna go buy something? I spent £200 on this bouncy thing in the garden. She goes, go play with your friends in the park. Like, she hated that shit. Like, she gets anything and everything she wants. Like, Daddy, I want that. Blah, blah, blah. Obviously in moderation, but like, he spoiled both my brothers. They spoil their kids so much. Like my nephew has like a bike and shit. I never had a bike when I was growing up. Like, they didn't have a bike. They didn't have a bike growing up. Like, I remember it was only when they must have reached like 16 that my brothers got bikes, because they used to save their money. My brother did a paper round.
Love that. I rate it.
And he got money from that, and then saved up and got a bike for himself to get around. Like, and that was it. And then like,
cute.
So it's like they give their kids anything and everything that they want.
Probably because he's worked so hard for everything he
so
has,
hard.
and he just thinks I did this for my family.
And it's not even that. It's like, I don't want my kids to ever feel like they don't have what other children have. Because, you know, like, as youths, honestly, we're such pricks.
Don't tell me about the Gola trainers.
We're such pricks, man. Honestly, I would never forget the Gola trainers ever. Honestly, I remember there was one time, honestly, and I feel like such a prick for this. There was one time when it was non-uniform day, Mufti day. And obviously I was bare anxious in that, because like, Mum couldn't buy me the things that I wanted to have, So I remember the night before, I cried because I was like, I'm not going to school tomorrow. Mum was like, shut up, you're going to school tomorrow. And I was like, no, Mum, I only have Gola trainers. I'm not going to school tomorrow. And she goes, well, what do you want then? And I was like, I want a pair of Converses. And Mum goes, no, they're too expensive. Like, you're not having them, And I cried so hard. She gave my brother her last 40 quid. And she goes, go and get her Converse trainers. Some any pink Converse that I don't even wear anymore.
When you're young, it's hard for you to understand.
But it's like, you feel like shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're like, raw. Like, I'm actually a dickhead, you know?
Yeah, looking back at it, you feel like shit.
Hindsight is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I must have been about 10 at the time. You know, them ones where school's a fashion show. So you're actually shook of being the clap to you. But you know, it's
but again, that you also face pressure at school.
Definitely.
So it wasn't like you were doing it for the sake of being a prick to your mum. You at the time were going through this experience, and you needed to do what you needed to do.
You needed to get them
Converse at somebody else's expense.
Yeah, but it's hard for you. It's hard for you to see that perspective at that age.
At that age, of course it is.
Like, it's tough, man. What 10-year-old's like? No, man, you know them like, nah, man.
That's why when you get older and you start reflecting on the things that your parents have done for you, the sacrifices, like, you have to do better, honestly. I will never understand people that don't help their parents, you know, or like at least don't have sympathy for their parents. I'll never get that, ever. Never understand that. But there you go.
But everyone's got different experiences, innit? Like, we have parents that did everything, you know, did everything in their power to make sure we were okay. And there are lots of parents that have not done that for their children. That's just the reality. So it's really hard. How do you then, you know, have that love and respect for someone who you feel like has been against you your whole life? Like, I can't relate. Me and my mum are besties. Like, I literally cannot relate. But lots of people feel like lots of people have had that experience. So it's really hard to
Why is it, yeah, Sana? I don't know if you've experienced this too, but I definitely know Reem has. Why is it that when you see your mum crying for whatever reason, immediately
Sana definitely has
tears
that as well.
just floods? Why? It's actually
You're
so
a prick.
annoying. Just immediately start crying. Why? Like, why?
Not related to you at all, but it's just suddenly like,
What's going on, man? What's happened? Don't even know what's going on.
it's not easy.
They're bare annoying, these women, man. Love them.
To be
though.
fair, you cry with anyone.
Yeah.
Shambok.
I cry with everything.
This
wallah.
is true.
You cried over Jackaroo.
This is where I cried over Jackaroo. I did.
Did you?
Don't remind me. Did you? You know what? You know
Yeah,
the
when
game
we
of
got her the
Jackaroo
board.
I cried?
Oh, I was there. I forgot. Oh yeah,
Of course
I
you
forgot
were there.
about that.
I
That
have a
was
video, but
so
we just can't share it.
I think I cried over the gesture, not because of Jackaroo. I think. it was
Don't
like-
lie, brother. You're like, I can finally play with Samia and Sarah and Sawia. Hold tight, you man. Now, why is she drinking like Fudger? She's got a little pinky out. Can I just say also, I was meant to say this earlier when we were talking about social media detoxes, yeah? Bruv, Twitter. So I just want to share a little bit about this Twitter experience so far. Like, I've been off Twitter for a very long time. And I remember coming off it because I found it stupid and I found it annoying. And after like maybe a week of £3.30 having Twitter, I wanted to delete it. I was like, literally,
You're done.
I was like, nah, I'm not. And I haven't tweeted since because everyone's annoying. So there was this whole outrage
Who
about
are you
Correct.
following though?
It's less about who I'm following. That's not the problem. The problem is when something's trending and you look at shit and then you're like, everyone thinks they are VIP. Like in life, like everyone's like, nah, trust me, this is factual. Trust me, this is wrong. Trust, like, it's one of the weirdest experiences. It's like, oh my God, I'm speechless. Honestly, I was messaging Shambok
What was
and I was
it?
like, is this
What were they talking about?
So it was about that whole crepe thing, yeah? Anyone who doesn't know. Oh, it's all long. Basically, in one of his songs, he...
Alhamdulillah, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Rocky and Rahman. Basically,
Is that what he said?
yeah. He said, Bismillah Rahman Rahim, yeah.
Oh, cutie.
He goes, Alhamdulillah, something, and then whatever. Anyway, everyone is like, how dare you disrespect Islam like that, duh, 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 and going in. I'm like, what? Because I don't understand where, like, young ads, yeah, bless him. He said, everyone keep my name out. He goes, everyone keep my name out of your mouth, out your mouths, because I will, what did he say? I'll assault you. But he basically says the most outrageous stuff. I think he once said, like, I asked if I could have 5 wives, and my mom said, yeah. Like, obviously, it was completely different. But I'm sure he said 5 wives, not 4. I don't know what imam he's speaking to. But anyway, Islam is referenced in music all the time. It's referenced in everything. I am more offended by somebody like Boris Johnson calling niqabi women letterboxes than I am
Letterboxes.
for a Muslim man to be saying something in his music. Like, I know that it doesn't make sense. Like, don't get me wrong, the song is outrageous, the content is outrageous, but really,
Do you know what it is? Yeah, the people that are butthurt are the ones that are actually listening to the music. It's like, do you
Like, how did you
realise-
discover it?
Do you realize how dumb you look? Like, listen, you're not gonna lie, your music bangs, yeah, but I swear to God,
But
keep
keep Islam
Allah's
out of
name.
it.
Bro, just don't listen to music. That's number one. It sounds so dumb.
anyway, so I just thought,
Can I
and it
just say, was it like was there a video to it? Was there a clip?
Nah, it's just audio.
no, it's just the beginning of one. What? Not beginning. It's just his bit in one
He,
tune.
literally, all he said was Alhamdulillah, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Like,
just meltdown.
Aww.
like the pronunciation was off, bless him. But like, he is, at the end of the day, he's Muslim. He knows what's wrong and right. He chose to do that. You man, I've been riding for him and supporting him from day dot. Him and his gal, yeah. And you know the ones he's like, but it's like, you see what he's done. You see the life that he lives.
Popping
yeah?
bottles and that.
Popping bottles, blah blah blah. You never said nothing then. The moment he wants to try
That's
and
what I'm
praise
saying.
Allah, like in one of his songs, now you have a problem like
Innit?
that. That's too far. Like,
That's
relax, relax.
So yeah, so I was obviously I had to get involved. And
Someone
then I
said that song is Nasheed.
just,
Wow.
Krypton
Bang out of
Conan
order.
released a Nasheed song. That should be the title
Featuring
of this
Mufti
podcast.
Mink.
I'm dead. clickbait every time. Anyway, so I was just like, that's just silly. I just thought you lot are annoying, and I think Crep must have just thought, you know, when you think something's a good idea, you're like, yeah, this one is gonna bang. Like, the Muslims
All the
will read
Muslims,
this.
yeah, all the Muslims like singing it in their raves.
And he must have been like, hello? Saw his name trending. Like, oh, okay, well, maybe not. I just think, I don't know, man. Watch what you're doing and that, and just keep it moving. Like, we're all trying to be.
Nobody cried, yeah, when Nicki Minaj said "Assalamu alaikum, no oink for me." Like, why did no one cry?
Bro, when I tell you,
That's
people
true.
have been using Muslimic words, yeah, from day dot before most of these people that are outraged were born.
Yeah.
That's old school hip hop. Islam is mentioned. Like, Islam and music were very attached at one point. Not in that way, but as in America and certain movements, like lots of rappers having links to Nation of Islam and stuff. Like, come on, like learn a bit of your history of music before you just come all guns blazing for crepes. Like, put on a hijab.
Why
I'm joking.
are
Cut
younger
out.
Muslims always?
Huh?
What did you say?
I said, put on a
What
hijab
was
or
that?
something, bruv. Focus on yourself.
Raw. Okay. Is this Reem, yeah?
So also grow a beard, act.
Roll up your trousers.
No, but listen. Why are younger Muslims always annoying? I feel like even us when we were younger, as Muslims, we're
Hella
just always
jarring.
more annoying.
No. I don't think I
Proper.
was that annoying. I don't think I was ever annoying as a young Muslim ever.
You're annoying now, to be fair.
I'm annoying now, but I wasn't annoying as when I was younger. Nah. I was never annoying. Honestly, I can say that on my chest. I was never annoying. I minded my own business all the time because I was on a madders myself. Do you know what? I was on a madders. So
No, that's
can't
what
really
I'm
say
saying.
no-
Like
can't really say
when
anything.
you're young and you're religious, that's when you're most annoying because you feel like you know everything.
Yeah. And you discount everything everyone else says.
the ones where you wore
Before
hijab
you-
yesterday.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even wearing hijab and I was on a hype at one point.
That was where you prayed you prayed Fajr. It's now Maghrib, yeah. Yeah, you feel like you got something to say. No, do you know what's magic?
I know this is what I was trying to show you.
Do you know when you do that morning when you do pray Fajr, yeah, and you wake up, obviously your salah's on point, yeah. That feeling you get, like if you're walking on like water or something.
I
like,
am blessed. I am blessed.
oh, there's one, this girl, fam.
So obviously cut that out
That
because
feeling,
music's
fam,
haram.
that feeling is different. That feeling is so different. Like no one can chat to you, nothing. You'll be like Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Like,
Do you know what annoys me? When I was in uni, yeah, I used to try. So I have IBS, yeah. Sorry for all the information, but I tried so hard to keep my wudu, yeah. I would be
It's a myth.
holding everything in, my belly bubbling, yeah. You know that heavy bass one, and I would still hold it just so I don't have to redo
you're
it.
the one that cricks.
Little high pitch one at the end. Nah, man, it actually gets on my nerves. Like, why didn't I just do it again? I just was so lazy.
Do you know what? Do you know what I hate about people as well? When that
thought it was
happens,
long, I
yeah,
can't
you
lie.
hear someone's belly rumbling or someone's ass just going like this, yeah. You know what the situation is.
You sounded
Why-
like a
why do you
Nokia
still go,
3210.
What's that noise? What's that? What? Your mum does that noise too, yeah. You know what it is, fam. Shut up. It's so annoying.
Hella triggered.
And it's like, what's that? Who heard that? Is it just me? It's at the
Bro,
door.
it used to happen to me so much in uni. I literally would be sat there in an exam hall, yeah, having just had a soya latte. Boom. Yeah. And I'd have to proper cross my legs and tense. And I'd be like, oh no. You know when you start sweating? Oh my days, too many times. As soon as I left uni, it never happened again.
Oh, it's character building.
It is character building. Fuck, I think I was allergic to soya milk.
To what milk?
Soya milk. It used to make me ill all the
You
time.
know the ones that go, "Arr."
Wow, you sound like an alien.
Why are we so dumb? No, belly
That's
noises
so
are not the
shit.
one.
Belly noises don't slap, man. It's bad. Annoying.
That should be the name of the title. Belly noises don't slap. But yeah, anyway, so Twitter, you will not find me tweeting ever again. I'll just like people's stuff and retweet because honestly,
Nah, tweet, man, tweet. Come for people. People need to be told. Fam.
no, it's a horrible place. Twitter, it's a horrid place.
People. I think people are just.
I've just
looking
stopped
for, like,
sharing
just to start
opinions
trouble.
there. like that, and that's when everything calmed down.
That's it. Because as soon as you have one, you're just like, no matter how you could say the sky is blue, and someone will be like, no, it's not. It's grey near me.
Also, somebody will be like, yeah, what's your point?
Yeah.
What's your point?
Like, are you dumb? Are you blind? Like,
That's because everyone just looking for like those sassy comments for clout. That's it. They want the retweets and the laugh. And
That's all it is. This is why you can't take it personally. You can never take it personally.
One uncle said that I was
real,
tweeting. What did he say? For clout. Well, he
Uncle?
said I was. Yeah. He said. What did he say to me? He said, "You're just tweeting to like
clout and likes."
Yeah.
And he was
Just
like, if
you're
you
spreading
what did
hate.
you even say?
I said that us as Muslims can be really like we have like a really special talent of pushing Muslims away from deen, which is around the crep stuff. It's like the last thing the guy needs now is every Muslim to be like cancelled. Who do you think you are to cancel him? What? Come Judgment Day, you're gonna be like, I said he's cancelled.
Can I? How have you attracted trolls after 1 week? That's what I want to understand. I need to go through this Twitter account
because I spoke about crep. Yeah. Anyway, so this one guy goes, "You're spreading hate just for likes and a bit of a," and I thought, you're so dumb. You don't.
You're spreading hate.
Me, little toad.
You were trying to diffuse the situation. I don't understand.
But I guess because I said something about Muslims, God, it's like if you can't, it was literally like not all I said, he goes, not all Muslims. I said, yeah, obviously not all Muslims,
All
my
like
friend.
that.
Thank you. Like, come on, lack of initiative, left, right, and centre.
He's definitely the kind to like. I forgot what I was gonna say. Literally halfway through the sentence.
When you write hashtag Black Lives Matter to go, all lives matter. It's like, okay.
He's definitely the kind
Shut
that prays Jum'ah Salah, yeah, and then Saturday's out with his boys on a lash.
Bruh. Do you know what? I don't even care. Like, I rate people that are trying. That's the bottom line. I rate you if you're trying.
As long as you're hypocritical.
But just keep quiet, innit?
Yeah,
Because
sure.
none
I
of
think
us are
hypocritical.
perfect, bruv. None of us are perfect. You can play your play. You can pray your 5 a day. You can play.
You can play what?
You can play the flute. No. You can
you can play Fajr. You can play you can play it all.
You could pray all your salah. You could do everything. You could give to charity. You could have gone Hajj 12 times in your life. Brother, who are you? Just be humble. You know them ones. Just be humble with it and just relax. Like, everyone's on their journeys and just
Live life.
Live life. But try and be your best
That's
person,
right. That's
innit?
right.
Speaking of people in the music industry, Adele and Skepta.
Fam,
I rate it. I
that
think
took
it's
me by
cute.
surprise, but kind of
And
not though. It is cute.
Oh.
Someone showed
Do you
what's
think
her
it's
name?
true though? Is it just rumors?
I feel like people have been sharing a lot of rumors recently. Like, bruv, what's her name from Love Island? Lips that footballer. Ovi did this. Everyone, like, it's just everyday rumors. But someone posted the picture of that. What's her name? From 90 Day Fiance.
Which
Oh,
one?
yeah.
What's her name?
The white one.
Yeah.
Saw that.
Chubby one who's married to the
Yeah.
Nigerian
Is
youth.
his name Michael?
Yeah, Michael.
And
Yeah.
his bae said, someone said, this is Skepta and Adele. I was like, you lot aren't right.
So rude.
No, do you know what? I actually think it's mad cute. I'm not going to lie. I think whatever. Good for them.
Do you remember when Skepta was dating Naomi Campbell?
This is what I'm confused about.
Unexpected.
What I was confused about is, aren't they still...
No,
don't
but
know.
maybe yeah. But the thing is,
No,
like,
they're
you know
not.
them unexpected couples and shit. Like, it's a possibility. You never know.
But it's also not unexpected. It kind of makes sense.
what, because they're both from Tottenham.
No.
What then?
Yeah,
Because,
exactly.
like, bruv.
Because like, bruv.
Because
Why are you looking for a
Met
link?
at the chicken shop.
No.
Reem wants it to be true so badly.
Yeah, I think it's cute. I think they're both legends.
Yeah, I think
They are
Adele.
legends.
I think Adele's a single mum now. Like, trying to live her life. Like, she was married for how many years?
Isn't it?
I don't think she's trying to be in a relationship. But just let her live her life, fam. She wants to just
If it's with
enjoy.
Skepta, then it's with Skippy. But I don't like how everyone's saying he's smart because he's secure in the bag. Like, I think that's kind of give it, like,
Liberty.
put some respect on his name.
But also put some respect on her
mm.
name. Like, she has so much going for her. Why is it, when women who aren't what is the word, meet society's like traditional
Beauty standards.
idea of what beauty is, yeah, that automatically it must be some other reason why Skepta's trying to get with her. Why? It doesn't make sense. Like, she's actually stunning.
She is
She is
beautiful.
amazing. I feel like she does meet society's beauty.
No,
She
in
does, yeah.
I remember when she first started out, people were calling her fat and all sorts, and it's just like,
She did look a little bit different when she started.
yeah, but even now, like, she's a mum. I'm sure her body, it probably isn't perfect, like, in her eyes or anybody else's eyes. But
There's no such thing as perfect bodies.
there you go. But like, it's just the ones where people always find something to criticize about her because she's not a universal beauty, even though I think she's absolutely stunning.
She's incredible. She's
She
not
really
got like a
is.
Love Island bod. She's always wearing black and loose. She's hella modest.
She's hella modest,
She's-
fam.
She's actually gold. She's so modest.
So
Such a muzzy.
even just like,
No, but listen,
go on.
I was just gonna say, I saw a tweet saying that she was a Tory. Is that real?
Nah, surely no.
She could never.
She can. If she is, then she.
Exactly.
Bruh.
She could never. She was there at Grenfell, like, with the people. Them, like, she don't give a shit about no one. Like, she never.
definitely.
She
She
cares
definitely
too much
isn't
about the
a
people in
Tory.
the community. Yeah, she can't. She would never.
Nah. If she is,
No.
I don't know what I'll do.
All
Can't
them
lie.
man don't give a shit about Tories and that. Like, Stormzy hates the Tories. Like, everyone hates them. Like,
Yeah,
she
for
probably,
real.
she probably doesn't support Corbyn, but I don't think she's because not many people support Corbyn and want him to be in power.
Yeah.
But it's not. But they're proper anti Tories.
Let me. I'm.
Okay.
I'm gonna Google that though because that upsets me if
Please
it's
do.
true.
It really,
No,
it
she
really
can't
did.
be.
It threw me off.
I don't believe it.
I
Do you
don't
know-
believe
do you
it.
remember- Is she? She's not. Is she? Reem's
No.
looking bare confused.
Is she?
She's not.
She's
Nah.
moaning about tax.
Oh,
Oh,
of
no,
course she's
Adele,
moaning
a
about
self-professed
tax. She's
Labour girl,
Yeah,
through
okay.
and through.
Thank
It
God.
can't be.
But she's complaining
Thank
about tax, which
the
I think
Lord.
is kind of not fair considering she makes so much. But you know what? I hear it. I got taxed quite a lot this month. Pissed me off. And then I couldn't even use NHS properly.
Mad.
Anyway,
Anyway,
at least we have it.
Anyways, there was something else I wanted to talk about in the podcast today. What was it?
the fat shaming thing that we were talking about,
Yeah, go on. Reem,
health
kick it
versus
off.
fat shaming.
I'm not involved. I'm not saying this.
Basically, I sent a video of some YouTuber.
Nah. I don't want to discuss this, bro.
And
I
I
ain't
said-
got time to be cancelled.
No, but it's like. I
No,
think
no,
what
you
said
won't be
is valid.
cancelled.
What you said is valid. Like, one,
Ah.
like and I actually agree with everything that you said.
I
There
agree
was-
with you, Reem, too, as well.
There was a
We're
video
all
that I
gonna get
sent.
cancelled
There was
together.
a video. No, there's a video. Bro, we're all fat.
Yeah, it's true. We can speak.
Be honest. We're all fat.
It's so true. I'm acting like I'm a size
Why we
8.
shook?
These times I can't even get my
I sent
wide fit size 5 shoes.
I sent a video of some YouTube video into the group chat and I was like, oh, look at them, how cute they are, blah, 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 whatever. And then Reem was like, yeah, not gonna lie. but we end up having a conversation about body positivity and like how sometimes a narrative that's involved in that can lead people astray, in that you can be body positive and love the body that you're in, but I think sometimes the message gets lost in do whatever you want to do, eat whatever you want to eat, don't consider your health, which isn't what it's supposed to be about. It's about eat healthily, look after your body, but love yourself even if you do have a couple of lumps here and there, even if you do have stretch marks, even if you do have like, do you know what I mean, like all these different things that society is telling you is not beautiful. Like, it's just long. But
And I understand things like genetics and certain medical conditions. I have a medical condition that makes me gain weight and be hairy. That's long. Like, that's really long. It means that I just have to work a bit harder than your average Joe. But it doesn't mean that I can now just forget everything and be like, I'm never going to get on a treadmill just because I can. Because yes, I'm 26 right now. And I guess I'm kind of at my prime. From now, it's downhill. You know the ones like metabolism slows right down. Like my
Yeah.
joints are starting to hurt. I got
It's long.
rotator cuff syndrome. It's long.
Aw.
bro, look at my toe. My toes
And
hurting.
toes bruck from just wearing Air Forces.
Whose toe hurts? Like,
So I think it's like we
We've
can't.
come full circle.
We literally, I just think life is very precious and we have to look after the body we're in. That doesn't mean that you starve yourself and that you only eat kale and that you just have smoothies, or you do as you wish, but be conscious that your body can only handle so much is all I'm saying. Like, even Islamically, there are lots of things that we have to do to ensure that we're doing our best to look after our bodies. And I understand a lot of things, like money's really hard because lots of healthy food and options look really expensive and take a lot of preparation. Bruv, I would eat takeaway every day if I didn't live with my mum. But my mum literally is like, no, I'm making you veg, I'm making you this. Shambak, you've seen my mum since she got diabetes, yeah?
The food
I'm
slaps.
hungry after.
Bruh.
I'm hungry, but she's like, no, you don't need to eat to get full. Why? Because she's got diabetes. She knows now. She's like, I wish I know now what I knew back then,
Yeah.
and I would not have done this to my
Yeah.
body. You know, when you see people you love going through a hard time at a certain age because they just didn't do enough for their health, and it's like, you know, we can only try. Yes, I might end up really unwell in the future. Fingers crossed I'm not, yeah. but at least I would know that I did everything in my power, or at least not everything in my power, because I don't. But I just ate bagels and crumpets. But like I did as much as I could in my power to make sure that I was at least knowledgeable of my health and my body. And I think it's just getting a bit lost now, especially with all the stress and with how body positivity has gone. It's like amazing. It's a huge development. And you know, the thanks is to body positive models and people who've been doing this. But it's the same industry that has size zeros being an ideal that is allowing this to happen. So I suspect that industry, that I don't feel like the beauty industry really has people's best intentions, if I'm being perfectly honest. That's all. Don't cancel me.
The thing that I'm worried about nowadays, is that like you, everything that you said, I agree with 100%, and I think it's great that there's been so much development in steering away from, like, you know, the traditional beauty of the 2000s or the 1990s at least, but what I think is problematic now is the fact that there's so much, like, they are trying to promote an unhealthy body size image. If you see online, there's a lot of like straight size and fat pride and basically things that promote like a plus body size, but without talking about the health aspects of it. And I think that's what's problematic. Like, I think if you're gonna show self-love and all of that, you're gonna also need to, as a disclaimer, talk about the health issues that are involved in that. And if it is like a physiological or you know, some kind of condition that you have, you're going to need to say that as a disclaimer, because I feel like it's kind of misguiding people from a very young age, especially when it comes from influencers and people that they look up to.
I agree.
Is that all you have to say?
No, well, I think you guys pretty much said it. I think one person that does it really, really well is Alexandra from Love Island from a couple of years ago. Her Instagram is like, literally, like, she does it so well, where she'll show you like pictures from of her same body just from different angles, and she'll show you like her lying down somewhere with her body stretched out, and like her tummy looks so flat, and then she'll do the next one, which would be the rolls her sat down chilling, and she's just like,
love that.
That's perfect. This is natural. This is how it is. This is how your body is. It's okay if your body looks like this. Like, it's fine. Like, there's nothing weird about it, and we should be used to seeing bodies that are like this, because these are the bodies of real women, sort of thing. Yeah, she does stuff like that, where I just love it. She'll show like her cellulite and shit, and like,
I love that.
Or like her stretch marks, and I think that's how body positivity should be done. Yeah. Or like even like there's one girl that I follow as well, Vogue Wonders, which I absolutely love, and she's done like a documentary on like body positivity and that body positivity and that. But she basically has I can't remember what it's called, but she has some sort of like health situation where it causes tumors to form in her body, and like it kind of like disforms her body in a sense, where it's like, because they're so big, she wears oversized clothing, so she's used fashion to be able to deal with these things. And for her, like, she's so sick. I remember on her story she must have written things like, I'm so proud of myself this year. I managed to get which is the thing that she suffers from. I've managed to get this term in British Vogue, in Cosmopolitan magazine. I've got people to talk about these kind of things that affect people. And she goes, that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't brave enough to kind of speak up about it on my own platform, which I think is so sick. So it's stuff like that genuinely does matter. Like, not everybody is big by force. Like, not everybody like hates their body because of health and all the rest of it. It's like, other times it's just like, it is what it is. Like, that's just how they are naturally. Like, I was a skinny youth growing up, and then naturally I've just become a bit more bigger, a bit bigger. But it's just how it is. Like, I just feel people need to stop putting so much focus on like what goes into our mouths, and actually just thinking about what's in our heads, and like how we view ourselves, and how we sort of like understand like beauty standards around the world. I think that needs to change first and foremost. But the focus shouldn't be on, you've had like McDonald's all day this week. It's just like, forget that. Do you know what I mean? Like, forget that. Don't encourage people to eat nonsense and like, and to not look after themselves. I think encourage people to love themselves first and foremost, and then eventually, when you do love yourself and you have the understanding of, my body's my temple and I think I'm absolutely stunning, you want to maintain that. So you do start to eat healthily. You do start to go to exercise. You do start to like, you speak up about things like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's what body positivity should be about. It shouldn't be about every day what you're putting in your mouth and eating,
And getting
everyone's
sponsored
fat.
ads by Domino's.
Long, bruv, it's long.
Even though Domino's bangs. But yeah, I feel like it can sometimes be a bit exploitative. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But it doesn't, like obviously there are many, many, many circumstances which will not make this relevant. And obviously we're not saying it's the same for everyone. But yeah.
Okay, quick question, yeah? This is very random. Would you guys rather have no toes or no knees? So it's
You and your
literally
toes
straight thighs.
today, man.
Straight thighs onto your ankles.
Mad.
Would you rather have so if you don't have toes, you barely got balance in it.
You don't have balance, yeah.
So you have to like always be bare clumsy, tripping up, falling over, having to get prosthetic toes on the end of your foot, yeah? Or would you rather have no knees, so it's just straight leg? There's no bit in between. And then you're
I
walking
think
like
I'd
you're
go for
walking
no
with stiff
toes.
legs.
Did you say the same, son, on no toes?
Yeah, no toes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then just
definitely.
get that shit dealt with later. What are they called? Flippers.
Oh, you can't even wear flip flops.
You can wear sliders though. That's all I care about.
Sliders.
You can't even do this.
Oh, that click
It's
in
the
the
best
toe.
feeling. You can't even click your toes.
Wait.
That's it. That's all I
Anyway.
wanted to know.
And on that
That
note,
was random.
You've been listening to the £3.30 podcast. Thank you guys for listening. We really do appreciate it.
and all your support with our most recent video and BBC Sounds
yeah,
episode.
we've loved it. Thank you guys. I'm so happy that you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it. I've been your host, Asha, and you can find us. I don't know why I said that.
She's not our host.
Wow.
This
Wow.
is the outro. We don't
Wow.
do that. We don't do them things.
She's taking it a bit too seriously,
Eh?
This host thing.
She
I
is.
am a
little
host. Are you
fussy.
mad? And then
Okay.
it's just an okay. Sana, you do the outro. You haven't spoken all day, fam. Go on.
I'm still waking up, fam.
Bless her.
So we're available on Instagram. You can find us at £3.30. Sana's available on Sanasino with 2 eyes. Also Sana Uqba. And I'm available on Asha every day on Instagram. Reem is just there. You can find us on Twitter as well with the £3.30.
At 3, the number 3, £30.
And we're available on any platform that you listen to your podcast except for
SoundCloud. Also, just quickly, there's a
SoundCloud.
Sana. I saw your tweet where you said where you liked someone's tweet saying when Adele said never mind, I'll find someone like you. I had no idea she meant Skepta. Fucking. All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Doo 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 doo.